I'll go first. My name is Jalal. I'm one of the founders at Emetry and the Chief Strategy Officer. Actually, I'm based in New York, so it's great to be back in London. Full room. What a great day, and thank you all for coming. And of course, thank you, Justina and Durhan, for joining us today. Very excited about the topic and the discussion. As Jen mentioned, we're going to be speaking about how Monsoon was able to drive more revenue through SMS. Before we jump in, Justina, could you please give us an overview of Attentive for the very few who might not be aware of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi, I'm just going to give a quick introduction to myself first. I'm Justina. I'm a client strategist at Attentive, based in the London office. And yeah, I'll go into a quick intro into Attentive. So we are the leader in conversational commerce. And basically, after 7 years of being in this industry, we have reinvented business-to-consumer communications. Through our text messaging platform, we empower brands to develop and strengthen their relationship with their customers in a new, impactful way through our two-way, real-time, personalized communication. And yeah, so we drive billions of e-commerce revenue for over 8,000 of our leading brands across the world, ranging from Steve Madden, Charlotte Tilbury, and of course, Monsoon. And yeah, so they rely on Attentive to deliver powerful commerce experiences to their customers. And yeah, so that's Attentive in a nutshell.
Thank you, Justina. Durhan, can you tell us a bit more about your role, what you do, and Monsoon?
Yeah, hi, I'm Durhan. So I've worked in CRM for over 10 years, kind of all the key channels, and yeah, I've been at Monsoon nearly 2 years. Monsoon celebrated 50 years last month, so that's quite a big milestone, which I thought was cool, but then Fred Perry was on stage earlier, and they've been around for 70, so, but I think it's a testament to the proposition of Monsoon. It's kind of built in a kind of boho spirit. It's based on crafts, inspiration from travel, and it's kind of one of the reasons it's kind of been around for a while. It has a kind of real niche amongst kind of some real loyal customers that have stayed with Monsoon through the ups and downs, and there have been some ups and downs. But yeah, so I think that's kind of how we got to this stage here and talking about SMS and Monsoon.
Nice. So let's jump straight into the SMS strategy. So obviously, before you start working with Attentive, you already had a marketing strategy. So what were some of the key objectives or challenges that you're trying to overcome with introducing SMS, and what were some of the key things that you wanted to focus on?
Yeah, well, I think we're all in the room earlier for that uplifting talk about email engagement. So I think for a lot of e-commerce brands, obviously kind of a lot of growth during the COVID years, which kind of started to plateau out this year. So as a business, we're always kind of keen to look at new channels or new tech that could help us kind of get a bit further ahead and kind of fuel our growth. So that's kind of when I came across Attentive, and kind of one of the things that stood out. Obviously, they're quite big in America, and you know they had this stat in their kind of introductory pack which said, for our clients, we're 20% of online sales, which is a huge figure. So that really stood out, and I wanted to find out some more. And then the other key thing what I had in mind was, we didn't want to kind of cannibalize the email revenue, which, we had a good email revenue stream from Emetry. So our goal was really to kind of focus on incremental revenue. If we could prove that SMS was driving incremental revenue, then the business would be bought in and something worth doing.
Nice. And how do you partner with Attentive, and how do you sort of work together to achieve those goals?
Well, we're quite a lean team, so there's not many of us, and we didn't have a lot of SMS experience. By a lot, I mean none. We all received text messages, obviously, but so I think their knowledge and ideas was really key for us at the beginning, helping us to plan what sort of campaigns we could do. We actually had our trial period during Black Friday, which is quite a hectic time to do it, but at least it's a time where the audience is engaged. And then helping us set up the platform as well. So the platform, it's a great platform, easy to use, kind of what you'd expect from a modern platform, but also kind of getting all the key automation campaigns set up as well, which was quite important to us. Kind of one of the things that kind of attracted me initially is I hadn't really thought about SMS as a abandoned basket or abandoned browse channel, and obviously from email, we know how well that works. So getting that up and running was quite valuable for us as well. And yeah, and having someone that was kind of an extension of our team, Justina was always there kind of setting up campaigns or adding creative into the platform, kind of a final pair of eyes before any campaign went out. So all of that was really crucial and gave us a level of comfort to kind of during the trial period.
Yeah, and just to add a bit more insight from a CS perspective, as their client strategist, my main role is to ensure that we are aligned on your goals and KPIs, and to ensure that any recommendations we do give for your SMS program do contribute significantly and positively to achieving those goals and KPIs. And on a partnership front, to really solidify the partnership and to kind of continue collaboration, we really touch base, every week at this point? Yeah, we touch base every week. We run quarterly business reviews with them. We have annual planning sessions to understand their business better, to understand where SMS and other marketing channels kind of fit within their overall marketing strategy. And so yeah, that really also ensures that we're looking at our clients and understanding that they're implementing the right elements for their SMS program. This kind of falls into three main categories. So this looks at your subscriber list growth, so list growth tools, looks at your campaign strategy, as well as any automated journeys that we would think would work really well for them. And yeah, this all goes to contribute towards achieving these said KPIs and goals. And as Jarhan mentioned, incremental uplift in revenue was a key KPI for them from the very beginning. So when we first started launching their program, we made sure to have the program set up in a way where it was easy to monitor that performance. And yeah, I think in first quarter, I think Q1, Q2, we were able to prove incremental uplift in revenue. So therefore hitting a really key KPI there. And yeah, really solidifying the Attentive Monsoon partnership that way.
Nice. Could you go into a bit more detail of what campaigns you were running, what roadmap you had, and also, by the way, congrats on running a trial during Black Friday. So,
yeah, I know.
So yeah.
Thanks. So yeah, I think as I mentioned, getting the automations up and running was kind of a key part of the early phase. So we kind of concentrated on that, and look, it was really easy to get that set up. And then after that, we decided to concentrate on the key moments. Obviously, we started in a key moment in Black Friday, but in terms of campaigns, we looked at key moments as in new season launches, promo starts and ends messages, and loyalty messages. So when kind of new vouchers available to loyalty base and kind of voucher reminders. So that's where we started out. But then another opportunity exists in the fact that obviously your email schedule is quite busy, and there are sometimes some categories and segments that you might not be hitting every week, and that is the benefit of SMS. We could kind of do that a lot quicker. So for example, I know a couple of weeks ago we had 25% off all dresses, where predominantly the campaign was more around dresses for occasions or casual evenings and what have you, but we kind of weren't really featuring wedding dresses. But we know obviously there's a very high valuable segment of customers that have just recently signed up that are shopping wedding dresses. So we were able to create a segment in Ametria, share it with Attentive, and send out an SMS saying, hey, we know you were looking at wedding dresses, they're 25% off at the moment. Really niche but quite profitable campaign.
Yeah, and to just fill in from a CS perspective, Monsoon was able to hit all our best practices really quickly from, I think, the point of trial into the first month of launching after the trial. And from our side, we have a best practice playbook to ensure that clients see strong value from the very beginning. And to kind of dive into that a bit more, there's three main areas that we look at. And the first recommendation I have here is to send campaign messages as frequently as possible. And I think within the first month of relaunch, Monsoon had hit a cadence of 2 SMS campaigns per week, featuring, as Jarhan said, our key sales and important moments. And that is our optimal cadence, really. And since then, we've just built upon that strategy. And yeah, we're seeing really good results. For anyone who doesn't have a campaign strategy built out from the very beginning, What we generally recommend is to adapt an existing campaign strategy from a different channel, such as your email calendar, because we really typically see incremental value from sending both email and SMS messages for that same campaign. Into our second recommendation, as Darhan mentioned, key journeys are key. They are really important to any healthy, successful SMS program. And that really looks at our abandonment series. So this is your cart abandon, your browse abandonment, and our newly launched session abandonment. They typically drive the highest value of ROI across any SMS program. And to really see high value from the very beginning, you'll have to have those journeys set up. And I think finally, our last point is to, but by no means the least, is to really test everything. Not all programs operate in the same way, and what your target audience would receive best might not be the same to other programs. So by testing from the very beginning, you're going to be using data to inform the decisions that you make for your campaign strategy or your journey strategy, looking at cadence, send times, content, and every element you can think of. That will help you determine how best to engage your subscribers to drive maximum performance. For example, during our trial period with Monsoon, they had a migrated list, and we monitored the performance between the migrated list versus our attentive originated subscribers, so those that we collected through our attentive pop-ups. During that time, we understood that the attentive subscribers tend to have higher performance versus their migrated list. And that really informed our segmentation strategy going forward from that point onwards and into the remainder, into our partnership. So yeah, test everything, and yeah, lean on us for support as well.
Amazing. So you've implemented a whole bunch of campaigns. You had Justina's team helping you with the strategy and the testing and iteration. Could you speak on some of the initial results that you've seen and anything that you've noticed, some of the key KPIs that you were focused on?
Yeah, sure. So during the trial period, we were able to prove that SMS drove 20% incremental revenue. So what I mean by that is when you look at GA, 20% of that demand would not have happened if it wasn't for SMS. We had kind of, as Justina mentioned, we had control groups of people that were opted into email, some that got SMS, some that didn't, and we tracked that over the course of a month and found that it was driving 20% demand. So that was our headline goal, and that really was, we built that into our business plan, played it back to the business, and away we went, and we launched fully in sort of end of February. In addition to that, it is now currently, when you look in GA, it's nearly 10% of all online sales. So maybe this time next year will be 20%, like that headline stat that first kind of brought me in. And it's our highest converting channel. So it converts 4 times higher than email. It's really, really engaging. When people respond to it, they really respond. And then finally, sign-up conversion. So we talk about growth and potentially slowing and the importance of new customers. We've had a 15% increase from people that sign up to convert to their first order, and that is driven so much by the sign-up unit that Attentive have, which is a really good IP, because when you're on mobile, essentially means that you kind of can get your welcome code immediately. It's a frictionless journey. You can redeem it as quickly as you want. So those 3 areas have really done really well for us, and hoping to build on that.
Yeah, and from a CS perspective, it's really important for us to understand what the client defines as success and how they calculate performance. So there's really no misalignment on metrics at any given point. And it also means that we're able to report on performance quarter on quarter, year on year, accurately and confidently. But yeah, that being said, with Monsoon, across all attribution models and all metrics, they had outperformed our initial projections, which were done during our Q4 2022. So that was Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And yeah, I mean, the SMS program so far has just beaten all our regional benchmarks. And it just goes to show that we are tapping into a super engaged, high value customer base who really responds super well to SMS campaign and journey messages. So yeah, we're really excited to see where the results go, and we're, touch wood, we got it. 20% of total online revenue in the next year.
Those are incredible results. What are you excited to try next with SMS?
Keep growing the base, because that number gets bigger and the business is more and more interested. So, you know, with each passing week in each sort of trade meeting, there's more and more interest in the channel as it kind of continues to grow. So definitely interested to see where we can take it. But beyond that, I think obviously we're still trying to understand the segmentation. Naturally, as CRM marketeers, we're trying to understand people that respond best through that channel, what time. Sequencing is really important. So if you've got a promo launch or you've got a season launch, when do you send the email, when do you send the SMS? So we're kind of beyond our incremental measurement. That's kind of the next thing we're setting up now, the testing to understand exactly when we can target people. And stores as well. So so Monsoon kind of reduced its retail estate, and it's we have kind of these boutique stores now, which are kind of specialized, more kind of higher value browsing experiences, where we've kind of had trouble targeting our existing base because that was slightly different audience that's maybe now moved away. So what we're really keen to do is do email SMS capture through store. So we really get retargeting people that locally that have visited that store and drive that interest, and we can kind of obviously time those messages to hopefully go out the weekend when people are out and about. So really looking forward to that. And then kind of building out the full life cycle that we had. So for Ametria, we've done some great work where we've kind of got the whole life cycle mapped, and we've got emails going out wherever you are. Now we're just going to add SMS to that as well. So looking forward to building that out. And then doing some tech development that will allow us to kind of send out low stock SMSs. I think low stock reminders are quite key for any e-commerce business, and will kind of fit right in there with some of the highest performing automated campaigns we have. So I think, once we do those, I think it will be a vital part of our channel mix for sure.
Yeah, and to add on to Durhan's points there, from my end, also to fine-tune the messages that we are sending on campaigns and journeys, using our A/B testing functionality to really fine-tune the messages that we're sending to a specific subscriber. And this is where our AI copywriting generator would come into play completely. So, they are able to take campaigns that have been run previously, take their performance, understand which campaigns have done well, take the copy there, and provide suggestions for us to run as A/B tests for both campaigns and journeys. So really excited to play around with that. Second, to really optimize our list growth tool. So we have our on-site pop-ups right now, but we'll be looking to use our A/B test functionality again to find the right display rules for their audience who are visiting their website, so that we are getting as many impressions as possible with the highest opt-in rate. Kind of on the same vein as list growth tools, looking at finding new tools to implement as well. So not only our on-site pop-ups, but in this case, as Durhan mentioned, our in-store subscriber collection points. So how can we engage their in-store traffic to become subscribers on email and SMS? And then finally, kind of looking at our re-engagement strategies. So there's a portion of your list currently that are not as engaged as we want them to be. How can we take these subscribers and send them a specific message that will get them to be re-engaged with your email or SMS messages? And that kind of comes into the form of our AI win-back journeys, as well as re-engagement specific campaigns. So in the first quarter or two, we've only scratched the surface of what we can do with the SMS program and how that can orchestrate with Ametria.
Amazing. So you've seen incredible results with SMS, and just want to double click on the overall customer experience between email and SMS and how you make that work. You mentioned there's integration with Ametria, of course, and Attentive. You do a bit of segmentation, you have the email campaigns going out, you have some SMS campaigns going out. So we'd love to know more about how you make the two products work for you, how the teams work, and ultimately how the SMS and the email strategy comes together.
Yeah. Well, obviously you've got, in Ametria, you've got the ability to segment sync with Attentive, which is great because all the segments that you're creating in Ametria and which are kind of continually evolving mean that can kind of trigger off SMS messages as well. So that kind of allows you to do the lifecycle messaging. So obviously what we do is we have a view of, you know, when the emails are going out on different journeys and when the SMS is going out. I guess I would say we're at V1. We've kind of done the version that we think looks right to us. And now we're going to observe and test, and then we'll move around SMS to an hour later or an hour earlier or a day later. So all of that kind of come through testing, but I think you have to start somewhere, and intuition is usually a good place to start. And then, yeah, kind of, as I mentioned earlier, kind of seeing the campaign calendar as one, really, your email and SMS campaign calendar, and where email and SMS do something different. It's also important from a customer point of view, I think, for SMS to kind of have its own unique campaigns as well. So for the first time last month, we had an early access, which we only did through SMS, which is something we haven't done before, and it did really well. And I think that just makes sure, it kind of trains the customer to keep an eye on all channels, because there might be something special from a particular channel. But the segment sync is key. So we've got a loyalty campaign. So we're looking to build out a whole bunch of milestone triggers. So, you know, when you get to 100 points, 200 points, you've got a voucher coming in the next 7 days, or why don't you spend some money? You could kind of reach that next level of voucher. So all of that will be possible from kind of sharing the same database and sync.
Yeah, and looking at the integrations that we have set up right now, automation really is key when a team is lean, and that Ametria attentive postback, email postback, that has been a godsend, especially with Monsoon's on-site traffic levels and the growth rate of their subscriber list. So yeah, we're really, really happy with that integration. And in terms of the Ametria attentive segment sync, we have started using the sync in a myriad of ways, and it has really helped us in optimizing our segmentation strategy. And yeah, we're continually scoping out new and innovative ways to inform our campaign strategy and our journey strategy. So yeah, more to come, and we'll let you know what the results are there.
Nice. Well, it seems like you've solved one of the biggest challenges that we see and encounter of managing different channels in the most optimal way. Switching gears a little bit, looking back, what has surprised you most?
The engagement rates. I mean, I saw the presentation. I still kind of didn't believe it until we ran the trial. And yeah, it's, as I said, it's converting 4 times higher. The click-through rate is phenomenally high. I mean, automations are like 50%. Campaigns are at like 15, 17%. If it's a promotion, it's higher than that. So as I kept kind of replaying to the business around the kind of sign-up journey, there's no way a channel that has that level of engagement doesn't work. So you just need to find exactly how it works and learn and develop it for your own business. So that continually surprises me. And also the sign-up units as well. I think the journey for signing up is really slick, and we're benefiting from more people converting a lot quicker, for sure.
I mean, I wouldn't say we're surprised by the performance. We're really happy with the performance. But yeah, given that it's so strong versus our regional benchmarks, again, not surprised, but really excited for what results we're going to see in the future as well.
Amazing. Well, it still seems too good to be true, but it is here. So very cool. We've got a bit of time, and for everyone or anyone in the audience that is new to SMS, what would be the single most important piece of advice?
You said one, so I'm going to give you 3, naturally.
Amazing.
Yeah, no. No, I think the important thing is to try it, right? So you can kind of get a free trial with Attentive. Why would you not do it? Try, and I'd say have a goal in mind and make sure that the business is kind of bought into that goal. So ours is incremental revenue. So we said that from the start. We said we were going to try and prove that this can drive incrementality, and we did. Any sort of reservations that people have in the business, I still kind of hear it today. Oh, I don't like SMSs. I don't like it when well, it's not about you. There's loads of people that do sign up and respond to SMS, and you can just show people those results. So I think that's kind of important. And then just get get your automations up and running during that trial period and really see that kind of performance coming through. And that will give you something good to talk about on a Monday morning trade meeting. So, yeah.
Yeah, and from Attentive side, what I would say is to really lean on us for strategic advice. We've been in this industry for over 7 years now, and we do have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to SMS strategy, as well as how to orchestrate between email and SMS channels. Yeah, you'll have a dedicated CS team to help, and just lean on us because we know what we're doing and we'll help you get there. And then from a more broad perspective as well, with an ever-changing economic climate and the competitive space, everyone knows what I'm getting at here. We prioritize continuous innovation through every aspect in our business. And at any given one point, we're fine-tuning existing features and launching new elements for our overall product. And what we'd say here is to really just try everything out. So just try out the new or upgraded features that you're seeing on the platform and kind of go from there. We're only launching things that are even better and greater than before. So just, yeah, keep trying things out, keep testing things out, and lean on us for a strategic advice on how to get that implemented. So yeah, that's
amazing.
what I would say
Well,
here.
thank you very much. Incredible results. Very much looking forward to what you guys do next, and of course for the Emetry and Attentive partnership. So thank you both. Any final things to say before we go get drinks?
I don't want to stop people getting drinks.
Oh, but one last thing. If you are interested, stop by our table outside.
There we go.
Yeah.
With drinks.
With drinks, with drinks.
All right. Thank you all.
Amazing.
And get drinks, everyone.